So when we say apps and builds, so our code development would be in that box, right? Actually, your
Yes, yes,
application, yeah.
yeah. So
And
carry
yeah,
on, please.
and so the tools which would be used in development, actual development,
Mm-hmm.
those also would be covered over there, right? Means
Yes.
the repository and all those kind of things.
Exactly,
Actually, yeah.
exactly. Everything will be there. So I think it will be better. Let me maybe create a practical demo for everyone, so that everybody can see the flow. How is it going? And it's very important, because until unless we don't understand the cloud native development, we won't be able to basically be able to give a good architecture, or a best architecture, or best solutions for the cloud, because these are the main fundamental things with which everybody need to be aware of, and you won't basically see these in any kind of certification exam. This is something which you will learn based on the practicals and based on the studies and talking to the people who are the champs in these areas.
You're right. Cloud native is nothing but it's a software development practice, right? How
Exactly.
we approach. So overall, my understanding is to describe us from the development point of view is like containerization, orchestration,
Yeah.
and then microservices, obviously, and that aspect, what you've said here is currently what. And then I completely agree. If we take the practical approach, let's say take an ID, say, look, this is how, if you have created one microservices, and this is how you deploy. We can show them CI/CD pipeline,
Yeah.
how we're using the DevOps, and then everything it will cover, because then we have to go and set up Jenkins, or let's say show them the Jenkins stuff, show them how we are taking out from the GitHub and how we have automated the entire thing, and then put in the in one of the containers, like any of them, and then show some orchestration and stuff. And then it's just a practice. Every developer will have to try and understand the aspect how it's going to change the way we develop at present right now. Because just before this, people were thinking about how the entire testing bed should be written, and people are more looking into, I'm going to write the test first and code later kind of stuff. Now this is the next stage, next step into that development. Okay, we understand that now. This is more the entire pipeline, how it goes for the deployment, until from your desktop until you deploy the application into the production. That's the whole approach here in the cloud native.
They need to understand all these paradigms, otherwise their job will be very difficult, to be honest. Because whenever you go to any of the client, they won't talk about the architecture, they will talk about the cloud native landscape, they will talk about the cloud native architecture, they will talk about the cloud native development, and then they will understand, yeah, these guys are good or bad, because they will straight away get to know that what are the different things you understand and you don't understand. And if, let's say, some things which you don't understand are more important for their solution, then they will straight away reject you. So to become a better consultant, or a better, I would say, cloud native developer, you will have to understand and read all these different paradigms.
This is a quite in-depth knowledge. I just wanted to say to everyone who is on the call that this slide, I know this is Gaurav has covered in a very small boxes, but this covers the entire life cycle and entire workflow into this thing. I think one thing could have been very beneficial, Gaurav. I know you spoke about tooling in each block.
Yeah.
Let's say we're talking about the messaging or streaming aspect of it, or deployment or containerization. If you could set the list somewhere, I know that most people will
so
be
I will talk about everything in this in these 3 roadmap sessions.
Okay.
So how these things supports these different roadmaps, or I would say streams, and then after that we will have the, like, some of the points will be covered in the cloud native QA and then native assessment, And any other suggestion, if you guys want to keep it more GCP or topics oriented, then I am happy to do that. But we have got a lot of guys who are already covering that. So I wanted to basically cover something different, which I want you guys to basically understand. And that is very, very important.
This is very good. I think if you can add those toolings and stuff at those areas when you're going to the next topics, they'll be good.
Yeah, okay. Okay. And actually, I don't know how much time we already spent. Yeah, it's already 40 minutes. Okay, I wanted to keep it 30 minutes, but yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other good or any other area you want me to cover maybe in the next sessions?
Are we going to do this practical aspect of it in next session, or?
I'm happy to do in next session.
Yeah, that'll be good. I think it'll be good to have the practical aspect, then people can actually see and visualize it.
Okay.
That's my.
Sounds good.
Visualization.
So I will do that.
Yeah, just again, Atul here, one more time. Just repeat question, maybe somebody asked. But with this context now, can you just elaborate one more time? When we say cloud native, means what exactly?
Okay, so cloud native is I would say it's a thinking, I would say. Like, how do you basically develop your solutions? How do you architect your applications? How basically you leverage the underlying infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or SaaS or DevOps, all these different principles, and make a better solutions for the cloud.
Okay. Yeah, and that's good actually. Yeah, you summarize it, because that's what actually it is more what you summarize or started. That's the correct sentence. It is really kind of philosophy.
It's just a ways of working.
Yeah,
yes,
it's really entirely on cloud. You should be thinking. It's more as a thought process. Yeah,
exactly.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, good news. Thanks.
I was also comparing with things. When I started, I'm talking about, like, let's say 4 years back. A lot of people were talking about test-driven development. So that was a thought process, how people say, this is how you have to approach the software engineering in the market. And when the cloud came, people were doing a lot of things they were already doing, like DevOps or CI/CD pipeline. These are already been adopted by a lot of people. But then when they linked with everything with the cloud thing, they say, what? Let's say what will be on the surface when we're talking about a cloud development. And all these methodologies or philosophies they came with, and divided at the broader level, which I think Gaurav gave in the first image, where you're saying 3 or 4 things were microservices and containerization and orchestration. And then within each area, these were broken down, like, different tooling set. When we're doing orchestration, what all things we can do. When we're doing the containerization, what all things we can do. And microservices, again, there will be best practices and things.
So just to add that, Vinod, so we still have all those approaches. Like when you talk about the software development life cycle, right? So all these like TDDs or pair programming, blah, blah, blah. So all these agile practices are the part of your agile development, which is like another one of the integrated paradigm of your cloud native development.
Yeah.
So all those best practices are still there, but it's more about how do you see the world in a global view. How do you see your applications? How do you see your overall infrastructure in a manageable way, in a more secured way, in a more cost efficient way? How do you basically you are taking the steps to achieve all these requirements?